Welcome back. This is video number 7 for the Thomas Fine Teas SEMA Operational Case Study Exam preparation. The videos are all organised by the Ultimate Access organisation, and this is our 7th video in the series. My name is Sandy Hood. Today we look at the marketing mix. Marketing mix features within the E1 syllabus, section E marketing, and when you look at the first part, demonstrate the purpose of the marketing function and its relationships with other parts of the organisation. We can see that part B is apply the elements of the marketing mix. As far as the syllabus is concerned, the indicative content shows the 7 Ps. Now, the marketing mix was tested in August 2017, and this was in respect of a new restaurant operation in relation to a train operating company. Here's what the examiner had to say: that the second element of the task was reasonably well answered, and some candidates failed to give specific examples of how each aspect of the marketing mix would apply to the restaurant, whilst others considered the whole train service rather than specifically focusing on the new restaurant. Now, this is useful for us because it forces us to think that when we answer our questions, that we are looking for an answer which explains what the marketing mix is. Then we won't score any marks, because the examiner doesn't want us to tell her what the marketing mix is. She wants us to apply it. She wants us to focus on, in this case, a new restaurant, and show what the marketing mix would be for that new restaurant. So focus is absolutely crucial. We're looking at Thomas Fine Teas, and we can see some teas in a supermarket on this picture. We're looking at business-to-business marketing. So when we sell business to business, price and profit potential will tend to dominate the negotiations rather than other things. The marketing mix is made up of these 7 different things, all of which begin with the letter P. Within Thomas, we've got a premium product, we've got high quality tea expert blenders, so our product is up there at the top end of the market. The place, well, the word place really means how do we distribute it. We distribute the tea bags in boxes essentially to the supermarkets using an external logistics business, and then the tea consumers purchase the tea in boxes from the supermarkets. So the route to market is via the supermarkets primarily. Sure, there's a little bit of business as well, one of whom is with the airlines, where we're selling to commercial companies. We don't sell directly to the tea consumer. The price, we try to achieve a premium, but we do become involved in the buy one get one free and half price deals that some of the supermarkets ask us for. We promote using TV and media, so we are looking at a promotion approach which is focused on the end customer. Then that generates the demand that will help us to be able to persuade the supermarkets that they should stock them. Within the syllabus, it includes processes, people and physical evidence, but we normally limit those to service industries, so that we wouldn't normally think of those if we were marketing tea to supermarkets. Sure, I've come up with some examples and you can add some more. So revisiting the syllabus, just seeing these areas, we can see where we're going to start from. And now we can do a practice question. Fred Thomas has asked you a question, and he said you're no doubt aware that we plan to acquire a small chain of tea shops and convert some otherwise vacant sites into tea shops. I'm having a meeting later to start to put ideas together for the marketing mix we will use. Please would you prepare a briefing paper in respect of price, promotion, physical environment and process. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Now this is quite common as far as your exam is concerned, that he hasn't asked for the full 7. He's asked for price, promotion, physical environment and process. And that would come as no surprise to me if when I review the Thomas Fine Tea variants, I see they've tested the marketing mix, but they haven't had a question where you've had to write about all 7 Ps. So we need to prepare for this. Sure, we're going to demonstrate our understanding of the pre-seen, and we're going to use the information we've been given in the unseen. We need to identify the question, then plan the answer. We need to quickly check that our plan is addressing the task requirements, and then write up a series of short paragraphs that will then use the plan effectively as a series of headings within our answer. So I would recommend using the word document rather than the scratch pad, just because time is of the essence. This question would be worth about half of a 45-minute section, so it's worth about 12.5% of your overall mark in the exam, the equivalent of 22.5 minutes. And it needs 8 good paragraphs to earn 64%, and then you're in a reasonably comfortable pass area. Any more than 12 marks, of course, would sort of max out. So we start off with the word processing document where we're going to write in our plan. We know the 4 key areas that they're asking for: price, promotion, physical environment and process. So that would be a good way to start the planning. And then we need to think, what do they mean by tea shop? Tea shop's an ambiguous expression. And it could mean a shop that sells packets of tea. It could mean one of those traditional, elegant tea shops where you may well have come across. It could mean a takeaway, or it could even mean a working man's cafe. So with that kind of ambiguity, it's rare within the exams, but it's happened here. So you need to be able to state your assumptions. And if you do that, then you're able to explain what the tea shop means as far as you're concerned. And in my case, I've assumed that we're thinking of a chain of tea shops which are elegant and similar to the traditional British tea shop. Tea is served in pots, cups are on saucers, and tables have tablecloths. And instantly I think I've given an image of what I think they mean when they say tea shops. By all means, you can attempt this yourself later, and you can use your own assumptions. But for now, please stick to mine. Here's my plan. I've now gone into detail. I'm going to have all these headings. That the price we're looking at is going to be a premium price. That we're going to be looking for competitor comparison to make sure that we are competing at the right kind of price for the level of quality that we're selling. And we're going to link that perceived product value into that price. We're going to do the promotion perhaps through the Thomas Fine Teas on the internet, but on the back of the boxes of the tea bags. You see, these tea shops would be something that people would go to perhaps because they've bought our packets of tea. We've got a large number of people buying the tea. We don't need a large number of people in the tea shops, but if we need to have a reasonable conversion rate. We may even do some sponsorship of competitions for local groups. We're going to aim to have a comfortable and inviting physical environment. the ambience of a country cottage perhaps. And we're going to have a situation where they order at the table. We can perhaps take advanced bookings and payment to include modern methods such as the contactless approach. And here I've started with the marketing mix theory with our 4 Ps, but I've put in my subheadings which are highly applied. It's going to help me when I write up my answer. I now need to double check to make sure that my plan actually answers the task that I've been asked. So we listed 9 headings, and we can see that the 9 headings we used are ideal for the marketing mix at the Thomas T shops. I haven't given you my answer this time, but the answer should be made up of 4 to 5 line paragraphs where you make a point clearly and concisely. Avoid long sentences. Your marker won't have time to sort of decipher sentences where you've got long and many words in between your full stops. So 8 to 12 words is a good guide. Make it absolutely clear that you're writing about Thomas T's shops and not about the marketing mix. Application is fundamental, and then develop the point showing the because aspect. So every time you make a point, you give the reason why. Right, the marketing mix is good for your exam preparation. It's been in plenty of the variants over the years. I chose a tea shop chain. I think I was thinking of the Betty's cafes that are linked with the Yorkshire tea. They belong to Taylor's in Betty's and Taylor's, I think the company's called, in Yorkshire, and they certainly have an image of a premium brand. The cafes are aimed at middle class, middle-aged and predominantly female customers. But there's plenty of ways that you can apply the marketing mix. Just think of a few possible scenarios. Revise it, imagine the scenarios, and then practice planning and writing up your answers. Do it yourself. I know that the exams are coming very soon, but using other people's analysis doesn't put it into your memory anything like as well as doing it yourself. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope to see you for our next introductory recording. Thank you very much, and goodbye.